just hop straight into it. We're gonna go over today's session, which is this right here. So we want to take a look at the highest time frame. We take a look at the highest time frame, which is 3 hour for us. We see price is still not broken this range. Price is still trading within this range right here. So that kind of makes that easy. Looking at structure though and what it's done though, price still hasn't pulled back to here, which is okay. Price doesn't always have to make it to whatever we think a supply or demand zone is. But price is pushed, it's retraced, consolidated, and now it's looking like it's giving a push down, right? So let's go to the next time frame. We kind of want to focus on this area right here. So I already marked this up. So we remember this was our zone for the longest to right here for the last 1, 2, 3 days. This has been the zone price was trapped within. Well, yesterday after our session, price ended up breaking out of this zone. So we need to find out the structure of this zone now. So what I want to do is, well, I understand that this entire zone is a supply zone. So let's figure out where price is, where price went. So price broke this low here, pushed, and then retraced. So we see here that price got to this low, pulled back, retraced, then broke again. So now that made this the low, and that made this a supply, which then was pushed up, tested, pushed off, broke through. Okay, so from there we have supply here, which I'm gonna pull it all the way to here, just by the way it's structured, right? So current price is here for 15 minute and a low down here. So that is the first thing we're looking at. All right. So looking at this, we're gonna leave this one big one up here because it's still an open zone. So price hasn't broken it yet, and two candle push rule. It has not broken the two candle push rule. And that's something we got to pay attention for on all time frames. Price broke here and closed here, but it never gave a pushback down. So we don't even really care about this zone right now. But we will identify the low and we'll identify the high. Because technically this 15 minute is too congested for us to even care about what's going on within here right now. It's making short, choppy structure, so it could easily be looking to reverse, or it cannot. We're just going to keep going down and see. But as what has this structure done so far? Pushed, began some sort of retrace, and looks like it might be pushing out. So we understand this was too choppy a structure for us to actually make anything of. So let's go to the 10 minute to see if it is clarified at all for us. All right, so coming here, what do we see? So the last thing we see is a clear low here. So let's go ahead and identify this clear low on the 10 minute. Boom. After this clear low, price pulled back to the high of the 15, and then was never able to break. Wick, and then it finally broke. Candle 1, push with candle 2, and third push on candle 3. So this is definitely solidified as a zone. So we have a low. Our 10-minute low is the same as our 15-minute low. So we can get rid of it and understand that that's the case. And then we have to identify this as our 10-minute demand zone. Supply zone. So now what we could do, let's go ahead and draw our fib. We want to see it fall within the 50 at least. But the reality is we just looking for some gaps in the market, anywhere where price may have formed some type of structure and give us a hint that price might be going. So we see price already tested here and filled this gap. So we want to see if there's another gap anywhere. Well, there's a small gap right above there that we would like to take advantage of if price can pull back to it. So we'll pull up. Oh, let's get everything together. That's where we tripping. It's 4, 5, 6. Perfect. So now we can go back to the 10. Okay. Now structure didn't do anything outside of it, so it's still just boom, 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 boom here, right? So let's identify what phase of the market price is in. Well, price retraced here, pushed the impulse, creating a new low, and now it's within this retracement phase. But it's similar. It's kind of like consolidation. If we pay attention to the moving average, which we see that the moving average is trading between. It really hasn't established a rhythm. It really hasn't established a direction. It's trading in between, but we know this is a phase where we're expecting a retracement because price just defined its low. We got a zone up here with the gap that we believe needs to be filled. So we want to go to the 5-minute, focusing on this retracement area to see what price is actually doing. So focusing on the area from where this occurred, right? What do we see? We see a low defined here, a pullback, of course, and then price kept on pushing down. Now, the one thing we have to check is here, which actually you can kind of see that it did retrace here. So it pushed, retraced, and then broke straight through it. 1 candle push, 2 candle push. So that made this our high. Oh, that was the wrong thing. That made this our high for the time being. Well, right after this high was established and this low was established, price wick broke. 1 candle close, but didn't give us a push. It wicked above, but that's not what I consider a push. A push is closing above it. It didn't do that. So we want to identify the low and high, but we don't care to draw any zones for it right now. So price pushed. Let's go back and get the exact. Right? So actually, it did give us a 2 candle push. Broke here, pushed here. So we could draw our zone. We don't have to, but where did it go after that? Broke. It didn't even break this high. So actually it didn't give a 2 candle push because it retraced immediately after. So we don't care about the zone. We identify the high and we're looking to see it break. So this is the high. This is still the low. Price pulled back. So all the way down here. Pushed up. Couldn't break. Pulled back again. Pushed. Finally ended up breaking. Alright, so what did it do? Broke here. Candle 1. Candle 2 didn't give us really a push, and it created another high, but didn't give us a push. So similar again, we don't really care about the structure of it. We just are following the lows and highs, which we know this is the low, this is the high. Alright, price pulled back again to here and broke within the same candle. Didn't give us a push. So we don't care about the zone. We care about the low. The high and that low. So what happened here? Price then retraced, but broke to the downside, closed. No second candle push. We don't care about the zone. We care about the structure. So this is the high. This is the low. Price immediately retraced, closed. Didn't give us the second candle push. It just kind of stayed here. And then it pushed a little bit, but not enough again for me to really care too much about the zone. It's all short and choppy and ugly structure, if you ask me. So this is the new low. Then price retraced, but actually ended up breaking to the upside. What did it do? Close and a push. Simple. So here to here. Right? So now we're just trying to see, this is our low, this is our high. Price retraced, gave a little fake push. Again, we actually cared about this zone, so it gave a little fake push off, but then pushed down and broke. What did it do? Closed. No real structure or anything here. No real push. No second candle push. It closed, and no push, even though it created another high. Another low. So we still have a low here. Low here, high here, but we don't care about the zone because it didn't give us the 2 candle push the way we like to establish. So essentially, we have our 5-minute lows and highs. 5-minute, 5-minute. But we don't want to look to get in on this 5-minute at all for the simple fact that it didn't give us our 2 candle push. So for that, we're just going to let price push till we either see some type of break of structure or something, right? Boom. So we got a break of structure here. So let's see. Price from here started, it was to downtrending, so it broke a structure to the upside. So we got to change a character. Let's see if we get a push candle because this is a close. Where does it close at? No push candle. So we identify the structure. This stays the low. This is identified as the high unless it creates another wick higher. Let's see. No, it doesn't. It's now retracing, and we don't care about none of that structure either. Let's see. Boom. Price broke to the upside. So it pulled back to here. So this would be our new low. This would be our low, actually. And let's see if we get a candle push. We don't really get a candle push, but this one pushed through so heavily that I'm actually okay with the zone being there. If it pushed through heavy like that, you don't really always need a 2 candle push. It's more so when it's a short close or it closes right near the line. When it gives you a big momentum put, like it engulfed the entire zone, the entire area, the entire pullback. It engulfed everything, broke straight through. So this is actually one I am okay with. I see a nice gap down here. I know it's a small zone, but this price has been very choppy, and it's coming off of a 10-minute. So that is my 5-minute trading structure that I am looking at. Now 10-minute wise, I would be looking for a sale, which here we would have looked for a sale, but clearly it didn't push lower, triggering any. Well, let me see something. So here. Yep, so this one would have got me. So this would have been a loss for us, right? We see it trigger entry just ever so slightly and then pushed right back up. So now we're here at this point. So price, this is where we have big decisions to make. So this is where I feel like we have a big decision to make. So we got to push on the 5-minute, a pull back down. Now we don't know for sure which zone is going to be respected. So we get in on the structure that is presented first. So as of right now, the 10-minute is being tested deeper. We got a confirmation candle. We want to pull it down. We push it above here because it is very, very bearish. Would we have been entered? No, we wouldn't have. All right, so now we can go back to the 5 and watch because we know we aren't entered there. 1, 2, so we might have got another candle here. Yes, so let's see what happens on this one. Let's see if we get entered. So we already got one. Nope. No entry. Price pushed to the upside. It didn't break on the 5-minute. So now we're just kind of looking to see what does price do. Boom. So we come back to the 10-minute. Looking to enter right below. If price keeps pushing. Yeah, but these trades are getting huge now, right? Still didn't enter us. And it pushed straight through the 10-minute as well. So that changes our perspective on every time frame. So first, let's go to the 10-minute and identify what that looks like. So zooming back out, 10-minute has been broken, which means this now is all 10-minute supply or 10-minute demand. We want to draw our little fib. What's 50%? 50% is this area, which I'm comfortable with this area because it captures pretty much all of the consolidation. The main thing I want to do is capture as much consolidation as I can. And I feel like right here is a good area to have it. All right, we don't know the high of the 10-minute yet. It hasn't solidified anything for us, but we can go to the 5-minute, and now we can manage 5-minute. So price came, pulled back, pushed up, couldn't break, pulled back again, and then pushed straight off, breaking. We got a close. We got another candle push. So we're in good standing with this. We got an established high. And we are just looking to see what a good zone would be. We got a nice little gap down here. And I know this makes it at least 50%. So let's see what's going to happen. All right, so this is where we currently are. We got a close, no candle push, no second candle push as it closed right within there. So we have followed the structure again, but we will not look to take any trades unless so a low here, high here. So I mean, it's the end of our session now. We got one good trade, and that was about it. I mean, the market for the most part was a little shoddy today. Only thing some people may have done different is the way they marked up. So where I marked this 5-minute zone here, some people may have actually went through it, scaled it out. Once you scaled it out, this was the most I would have took though. Like I wouldn't have took this whole 50% when there's gaps and stuff down here. Like this is the biggest zone I would have personally accepted. Which I mean at this point it aligns with the moving average. It pulled back to it. It didn't really touch it though. I would have still wanted to wait for a test. It didn't really test it, and then when it came back, so I can't even say that would have been a trade I got in had I did blah 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 correctly. Like when it's gaps and stuff, I do not just take the whole zone. But that might just be me though. So for me, price was, we can go to a higher time frame and see it. Like price was very, very choppy. It had been choppy all through the session. It has started to move to the upside, but look how it moved. It moved so ugly. Like because you got to remember, this is a 10-minute demand now, but this was a 10-minute supply up here. So it was like pushing, it was like push up, push down, push up, push down, push up, push down, push up, push down, push up. And this push up right here was what broke the 10-minute. So we were just looking for some type of retrace to get in. There was no real clean retrace or anything. So, I mean, this day was not even kind of trash. Like, it was really trash. I mean, looking on it on a higher time frame, it looked cool, right? And that's the thing. Sometimes when you look on the higher time frame, you'll see things that didn't really make sense on the lower time frame. Going into that, like looking here on the higher time frame, it looks like, oh, price was pushing straight up. There should have been an easy way for me to enter and be able to take part in this. But then you go down here and you actually look at how it moved up, and you're like, ugh, this was a pretty ugly day. And then you start looking at the market structure, like, well, it did have a 10-minute demand here for this entirety right here. So even though it was pushing up in here, I could never trust that because it was in a higher time frame demand zone. I mean supply zone. So yeah, it's pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. But I'm expecting a sale based off the market structure that I'm looking at. If there's no sale when it's in this zone, then I have to wait for the zone to be broken so that structure changes. Once structure changed, guess what? It formed this new zone that once it broke up here, it never pulled back to. Then we go to the 5 minute. And again, on the 5 minute, it really wasn't any better. Um, the 5 minute started uptrending, but it was uptrending into the 10-minute zone, which again, when it's in a higher time frame zone, we are only looking to take trades in accordance with the zone that it's in. So when it was in that 10-minute supply until it broke up here, I was only looking for sales. And then, I looked here, I had a zone here, price didn't pull back. And it just kept pushing. And now it's the end of my session, and it's like, okay, I could take the one loss for today and just show up tomorrow, go about my trading. I don't really use the 2 minute. Maybe the 2 minute would have had something, but again, I don't use the 2 minute yet. That's what I'll say. I am in the process of doing some testing and seeing how I feel about trading 2 minute structure. But 2 minute is probably the only one that I could see any reason, no pullback, so it have left the zone. Boom. 2 minute is maybe the only one I could have seen any potential entry, but again, you gotta remember it was a 10-minute zone here, so really probably not even a 2 minute either. Today was just an ugly day. We took the one trade, took our L, gone about our day. It is what it is. Show up tomorrow, see if the market is a little bit cleaner and moving a little bit more. Today was just trash market structure. Trash market structure. But what we do know, I'm gonna get rid of all of this because my session is over. One thing we do know though, let's go to the 1 hour. Okay, price is now uptrending here, and it could be pulling back into here and then looking to crash, or it could be looking to break here and actually finally make its way to this 4 hour. All we know now is it broke on the 15, it gave us a close, and it looks like it might be making a second candle push. We don't know. It's 5 minutes left. I don't necessarily need to know either because I'm not trading until tomorrow. So that's my session for the day. That's about it.